Pittsburgh +3 at Atlanta. We love Pittsburgh. We hate Atlanta. We love Mike Tomlin. We don't know anything about the new coach in this environment, Raheem Morris for the Falcons. We don't like Russell Wilson. We don't like Kirk Cousins. But I don't want to get bet against Mike Tomlin. Don't forget the short dog in week 1. I just read you the stat, covering at a very consistent rate, 64% since 2018. Short dog. So we got a lot to say about this game, but I want to hear your take. First instinct.
Yeah, the bookmakers I talked to, Chad, this is another pros versus Joes. The pros love Pittsburgh here, and the public are really heavy on Atlanta. And, Chad just talked about all the question marks for the Pittsburgh. This number's bumped back up to 3. It was down to 2.5, but it's just kind of been all in negative, right, Chad? This whole August kind of felt like it's been negative for this Pittsburgh team where, to me, there's no other guy I'd rather back than Tomlin when it's all negative, right? He's the best at just canceling out the noise. So the fact that it says +3, it's Kirk Cousins' first game coming off a major surgery on his Achilles, going against one of the best pass rush and defenses all of football. It's hard not to like Pittsburgh here at +3, but Chad's right. Like, there's a games across the board that we might like better, but again, if this is Thursday, Chad, and we're going +3.5 with Pittsburgh, that's mighty tempting, my friend. Like, that's really tempting to take that number with this defense. And I know your questions on offense, I think it's going to be light years better than it was last year. Our negative view of them is because their schedule is so brutal down towards the end of the year.
Yes.
This is the fluffy part. Like, these are the games that Pittsburgh desperately needs to win. I know Tomlin knows that. So, to me, I have a lot more questions right now about Atlanta and what they're going to be, right? All these new pieces they add to their defense, all these new systems, like, I kind of like Pittsburgh, and a sneaky prop play, I'll give out a couple here and there, is Cordell Patterson over rushing yards. Like, we didn't even talk about, they have some injuries right now, the Pittsburgh, to the running back room. Cordell Patterson might be like their number 2 running back in this game, and that's a great revenge spot for him. So
yes.
There's a lot to love with Pittsburgh. I know it's tough to look at people here, but you're forgetting how great of a defense this Pittsburgh team does have.
Look, when TJ Watt is playing, it's an entirely different team. It's an entirely different team straight up. It's an entirely different team against the spread. He's a game wrecker. We've talked about Myles Garrett as sort of being a guy that bookmakers have to account for when talking about the spread and factoring in if he's playing or if he's not playing, and that could be worth 0.5 point to a point. TJ Watt doesn't get the same sort of respect from bookmakers in downgrading the Steelers from a point spread point of view. But there is a psychic effect and there is a real on-field effect to how this team performs in both categories, straight up and against the spread. When he's on and when Mike Tomlin is coaching, you got to take the Steelers. And like, we've kind of talked ourselves into it that they will be one of these 6-7 teams on Thursday. I want to hear what the sharp calls are about. But don't forget, Mike Tomlin, as a dog, most profitable coach, as an underdog the past 20 years. So I know we got a full slate. We have games we really love. This may sneak into it. This will be in the conversation.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying it's not at 2.5, right? But at 3.5, if we get that extra 0.5 point in our contest, like, how do we not at least have a discussion?